Last night, we had a meeting, we had a missions meeting, and she showed up. And Fern, you need to show everybody the back of your head. She did the coolest thing to her hair, guys. So show everybody really quick.
Wait. How to do this? Can you see it?
She shaved across the back of her head.
Wait,
Wow.
let me see. How to
Fern
do this?
cuts her own hair.
Can you,
Yeah, I
can
don't
you
know
guys
if you
see
can see.
that?
Isn't that cool? The shadow's kind of on it a little bit. Yes, Fern cuts her own hair. She shaved the back of her head. She put a cross in the back of it. So I guess you want me to other than her hair, do you want me to just say a few things about her?
Yeah, why not?
I've seen Fern since, I think even from my interview with her this last summer, really just come out of her shell in new ways. I've just found just in a new excitement and a new tenacity and bravery in Fern that she didn't have last year. I mean, I would say that last year when I interviewed her, she was very timid and quiet, and now like she gets excited about stuff, and it makes me so happy when she gets super excited about things. Fern loves people really, really well. If you ever want to know what it's like to have a best friend that'll be loyal to you till death, be best friends with Fern. She will like, this woman understands conflict management. She understands like what it means to be in a friendship with somebody and fight for friendship really, really well. So if you want a friend forever, become friends with Fern. That's all I'm saying.
And she's a genius.
Yeah, she's she is.
Why don't we big wave for Fern? Thank you so much for serving us this year, Fern. What an absolute privilege to have you on our team.
Oh, thank you guys. Thank you, Joe. I'm gonna cry already. Like, yeah. So as Joe said, like today, she introduced me kind of like in terms of love, and that is also what I'm gonna talk about today. Yeah. So so I would like to start with the 1 Corinthians 13. You guys know it's about love, right? So leadership is, I think, leadership is also like very important that we will have like love in it. Yeah. So in 1 Corinthians it said like, though I speak with tongues of men and of angels, but have not love, I have become sounding brass or a clanking cymbal. And though I have the gift of prophecy and understand all mysteries and all knowledge, and though I have all faith, so that I could remove mountains but have not love, I am nothing. And though I bestow all my goods to feed the poor, and though I give my body to be burned but have not love, it profit me nothing. So, though I follow 1, 2, 3 steps of how to be a leader but have not love, I am nothing. And we can do everything right, but if it is not energized or motivated by love, it is nothing. In 1 Corinthians 16:14 also said that let everything that you do be done in love, motivated and inspired by God's love for us. So as we talk about leadership today, let our leadership be done in love, motivated and inspired by God's love for us. When we look at love, we look at the source of love, which is God. God demonstrates His love to us from the beginning of time by giving us freedom to choose to obey or disobey. True freedom is rooted in love. Freedom that is not rooted in love is a disguise of manipulation, and manipulation is rooted in fear. So when we look at God, like God loves us and there is no fear in His love. He is not afraid that we will mess up. He's not afraid that we will sin and break his heart. Of course, like if we sin it will break his heart, but he is not afraid of getting hurt because he will love us anyway. Like no matter what, he will love us always. It's like his love never fail. And that is why he can give us all freedom without manipulation, because there is no fear in his love. And in the same way, like when our leadership be done in love, we won't manipulate people to be what we want them to be, but we will empower them to be the best version of themselves. So that is leadership for me. Like when we lead in love, we will not force people or like try to manipulate them, but we will lead in love and we will empower them. Instead of put fear in people, we will empower them with love. And yeah, when we empower people, like we are humans, so we can mess up sometimes, right? But in that mess, also we choose to love the way that God loves us. Like in our mess, He still loves us anyway, and that also like the same grace that we can like release to people that we lead. Like when they messed up, then release grace to keep loving them. Like when Dan preached last week, right? Yesterday, like grace is the love, undeserved love, and the power to transform. So that is like the same grace that we can release to people that we lead them. Like when they messed up, we still keep loving them, but at the same time we empower them to transform. So through love, we empower people to clean up their mess and restore them back to who they are. So for me, like my experience since I experienced God's love, as Joe said, like my life theme is love. Like I learned to love better in every situation that God lead into my life, in every problem or everything. Like love is the key for me to solve problem. Like look at the biggest problem of humanity, like sin problem, right? God solved that problem with his love. So for me, like love is the key to solve every problem. But yeah, sometimes I face some problem that I feel like, how come love doesn't really work? Like some problem, like I try to operate in love. I choose to love to solve that problem. Of course, I mess up sometimes. All my 3 mentors know that I mess up. But I clean up my mess. I come back to the place of love. I try to navigate it with love, but it doesn't really, like, I try so hard and got so far, but in the end, it doesn't even matter. And I was like, I questioned God, like I feel defeated, and I questioned God, like, God, can love really conquer all? Like, why it didn't work out the way that I thought it should be? And then I realized love doesn't seek to win. It just seek to love. And then it became like another aspect of love that I learned to love with no agenda, to love unconditionally. And it's the journey to learn that, like, agape love is not reserved for only God to display his love to people, but it's like a prototype of God's love for us to learn to love the same. And sometimes it sounds impossible for man to love the way God loves, but that's what love is a miracle. Love is supernatural, and it's also his promise to produce this fruit, like the fruit of love in us, in our life, when we abide in Him. Like when we abide in Him, Jesus said we cannot do anything, right? Unless we abide in Him. And when we abide in Him, we will bear fruit. So when we abide in Him and let His love come in, and He will produce that fruit of love, agape love, in us, so that we can keep walking that love out. And that is leadership key for me. And that's also like the kind of leader that I found in all my 3 mentors. Like like Johanna, she will not micromanage me. Like I am free to be myself, to do me, to she will love me for who I am. And I can talk with her about my mess without shame. because I also clean up well. I'm so proud of that. Yeah, but I know that like if I didn't clean up well, like if I didn't clean up my mess, she will empower me to do so. Yeah, and I know that even in my mess, she will still like love me and accept me no matter what. And she know that I have this problem of I love you culture. I kind of like I don't really trust when people say I love you, because like in this culture it's feel like people say this word so like use it so cheap, just say I love you, but it doesn't really mean anything. But for her it's like I can feel her love, I can trust in her love, and through this trust in her love I can be freely me. And that's what love does, it set people free. Yeah. And Sarah is super open for me. Like she will like be open for me to make my own decision. I remember like when I was still in the interviewing process and I still cannot like make a decision, and she will come alongside and make me feel accepted, but at the same time she will not like force me into anything. And that made me feel like, oh, this person really love me and really want the best for me. And yeah, I really appreciate that. Taylor is like Taylor, when I told her what I plan to do, she will be like, okay, make sure you do that in love. And when I mess up, she will be like, what did you learn from that? Yeah, guys, I have the best mentor in my life, and I'm so grateful for all 3 of you guys. Yeah. Thank you, Johanna, for like give me this opportunity to serve under you and under this better environment, and put this another 2 people into my life to like mentor me also. I have the best mentor this year. Yeah. Thank you for being such a good mentor for me, and for loving me for who I am and empower me to do me. Yeah. So that's what I got for leadership. Like, let our leadership be done in love, and be motivated and inspired by God's love. That we will receive God's love, soak in His love, abide in His love, and let the fruit of that agape love naturally be produced in us and flow out to people that we lead. Yeah, so that we can empower them to be the best version of themselves. We set us free, like let love set people free, set ourselves free from fear, and also set people under us free to be themselves. Yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Wasn't that incredible? Oh my word. Wow, hey, you got the best 3 mentors. You scored, you got 3 mentors. Sarah, anything you want to say?
Yes, I'm so proud of you, Fern. I wanted to cry the whole time you were sharing. Man, I'm just so proud. Fern, I know you could have chosen many other things. You know, it's been a 7-year dream, 7-year journey to be here at Bethel. and still not knowing all the details and reasons of why and what's happening after, you still chose, yes, you chose Jesus, you chose love. And man, you're not only brilliant and smart. I mean, I remember before she even started, I think it was in the summer, maybe she's found, even in our curriculum, plagiarism that we wouldn't have found if it wasn't for her. She's so smart, but she's also so present. Every time I've had meetings or conversations with firms, she's so present and she's so connected. And she's very honest. I love her honesty. And she challenges me too, and how real she is and how she chooses yes, no matter what. And Fern, I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud that I got to be your mentor this year, and I'm excited for what's to come. Man, your preaching, your life message, that I could just re-listen to that all day. So thank you.
Oh, why don't we give a big wave for Fern? Thank you, Fern. Wow. I didn't expect that when you started singing Linkin Park. Zach was freaking out there. You're an incredible communicator. Okay, we have time for one more. So, Joe, are you going to choose who goes now?